tell me what has been the physicality level, because I know you guys laid off a little bit at home. Has the physicality of practice increased?
I mean, I wouldn't say so. I feel like the coaches are trying to do a good job of taking care of our body before this game. It's a long season, so you don't want to burn yourself out, towards these last couple of games.
And then rhythm. Sometimes offenses, you have a long layoff and you kind of lose that rhythm that was clicking at the end of the season. What's happened to the rhythm and what looks good right now?
I feel like the rhythm's getting better. You have that time off where you don't have games, but you still have practice, and you get to refine the small things and just get a little better. So I feel like our rhythm is going up from there.
You guys feel better? Obviously, the practice schedule changed a little bit this year. Your body's feeling better?
Yeah. I feel like I'm moving a lot better than how I used to, like week 11 or even the Big Ten championship. My legs just feel kind of dead, but having that time off, I feel really good right now. I feel fresh.
Does it feel bigger? Bigger bowl game than obviously the last two playoff games weren't the Rose Bowl. It wasn't Alabama. Does this one feel bigger?
Now that you bring it up, it kind of does. We're playing a very good team. We're a very good team too. And what Mikey said yesterday, I feel like it's going to be like an instant classic. It's just something different about this game.
You think Alabama's like a true number 4 seed, or you think they're better than a 4 seed?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I can't answer that one. I'm sorry.
So I don't know if you've heard that some of these Alabama players are only watching iPads with their coaches, for fear that they fall in the wrong hands or anything like that. Like, what do you make of? I mean, college football coaches are paranoid. They take lots of steps to make sure that things are in order. But what do you make of your opponent, doing stuff like that before playing you guys?
It's just like a precaution thing. Coach Harbaugh turned our iPads off too. It's just a feeling like coach is trying to protect our players and things like that. When you first see it, you kind of laugh a little bit. It's kind of outrageous that things like that are going on, but you can't really blame him with the things going on in college football these days.
What do you mean he turned the iPads off?
Like, we don't watch film either anymore, like on our iPads. It's just everything's in the facility or with the team only.
When did that happen?
I think he brought it up in like November or something like that, but then he officially turned it off for everyone yesterday.
One thing that Alabama's defense is known for, the secondary in particular, is making it hard to get off the line of scrimmage, get into your route. They are very physical secondary. What have you seen on film, and how are you preparing for that?
Watching film, I don't really see them too aggressive at the line of scrimmage. I think they play a really good technique and almost mirror off the line. I think they're really good at keeping DBs on the line, but I don't think physical on the line. And no disrespect to I just don't think two-hand jamming and jumping on the line is really what they do. I feel like they're just more
That's more downfield. They're physical and ride you downfield.
Okay.
That's more downfield.
Yeah.
What have you seen that you're like, okay, we got to be aware of this?
They just mirror very well. They mirror very well. On the third step, they like to shoot their hands. So, I feel like they just have really good technique.
What have you seen about Caleb Downs on film?
He's very physical. That's in my notebook. That's the main thing I talk about. He's willing to come down and boom some shit.
Roman, Coach Harbaugh is known for his khakis and cleats on the sidelines. If you were a coach, what would your game day fit be on the sidelines?
Probably some sweats and just a t-shirt. Try not to overdo it. Feel casual, feel normal, feel warm. Don't want to be too tight, too overdoing it. But I think that's Coach Harbaugh. That's his drip, so that's what he likes.
Thank you.
While we're on the topic of fashion, after the Ohio State game, you made some comment about Louis Vuitton. Did you see Marvin's hat at the Heisman?
No, I didn't.
He had a Louis Vuitton beanie that he wore ahead of it. I didn't know if that was interpreted as a shot at you or Michigan or what you make of that.
I didn't call out Marv, single him out or anything like that. His media kind of ran with it and took it. It is what it is. I get it. It's my fault for letting him get that opportunity to do that. But no, fashion and all that, it's all cool. I just, when you overdo it and you make that the main thing, then I feel like that becomes a problem.
You thought about your NFL decision coming up after this game at all?
I definitely thought about it. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I have both options, so, it's all on the table. I'm just really focused on these games.
JJ said that the playoff might impact his decision after the season. Do you kind of see it as the same way?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like in the receiver room we call these last games a money game. You know, good team. They got a lot of good DBs, so they're gonna get drafted too. So for both of us, it's really money games.
Roman, with 4 extra games beginning next year, the possibility of that, do you foresee any guys opting out of that just because of the enhanced possibility of injury?
I definitely hope not. You know, when you commit yourself to a program, you commit yourself to trying to win and not commit yourself trying to go to the NFL or things like that. You know, I would hope players would just want to win something for their team. You know.
Roman, you've actually never kind of been in a position where the game that you're playing in is meaningless. Since you've been here, you haven't really had to, should I opt out or should I opt not? How kind of different is that? Did you even think when you came to Michigan that, hey, I'm going to be playing in, not going to play in a bowl year 1, but I'll play in the playoff the next 3?
Yeah. It's just something crazy to think about, you know, that all 3 years we're going to be playing meaningful postseason football, you know what I mean? It's not like we're playing in some other bowl game. You know, this really means something. This is giving me an opportunity to work for something I want, something that's going to be around for the rest of my life, something that in 50 years, you know, I'll come back and see these guys and we'll get together and we'll talk about why this was so meaningful, you know what I mean?
Roman, what have you guys learned from the last 2 years getting to this point and getting over the hump? So I remember asking you guys the same question last year. We learned a lot. We really mean it now. What's the next step? How do you take it?
Yeah, for me, it just comes down to the details, the focus, and just giving it all you got. I mean, like straining after the play. Like, I don't want to pull up the film after the game and my brother's running with the ball and, you know, I'm just watching him. You know, I better be 100 miles down the field sprinting to go get a block for him, you know. And that's what I want him to do for me when I'm about to make a play.
What does it say about Michigan in college football that you guys have been so resilient? You've been without your head coach for half your games, for whatever the reasons were, but there's been a lot more than that. Why are you guys so resilient?
You know, Coach Herb likes to talk about it like it's a hidden blessing. You know, you never really get a chance to face adversity. You know, without adversity, you know, you're not really going to grow. You're not going to become something special. So in my opinion, I feel like all this problems and things that's going on, it's really a blessing for us. And it really has helped this team a lot grow into what we are now.
Is it a blessing when we keep asking about it?
It's all right. You know, it gets a little old every now and then, but
Right.
you know, it's part of the job too.
On that note, Roman, you've been asked a lot of questions so far. What's one question you wish you would be asked?